Dear Britney, I didn't know the severity of what you were going through. Now I do. And I'm so sorry. Hashtag free Britney. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I just got done watching the Hulu documentary Framing Britney Spears. My damn mind is blown. We are going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I have a lot to say. I have all of my notes. We're gonna get into it. So these are the moments in the documentary that triggered me, and these are the parts that made me go, oh shit, now I get it. We need to free Britney. God, it's crazy, y'all. So I want to start by saying this. This situation that Britney Spears is in would never happen to a man. Ever. No one would have let this happen if this were a man. The justice system in this country is broken. How is an adult woman with such a longevity career sell multi-platinum albums, sell out tours, have one of the best Vegas residencies of all time, be under such a strict conservatorship? For those of you that don't know what a conservatorship is, let me tell you. This is the official Merriam-Webster dictionary. The definition of a conservator is a person, official, or institution designated to take over and protect the interests of an incompetent. I don't know, someone that's able to have a very successful long career doesn't really seem incompetent to me. And there's a lot of shit that gets unfolded in this documentary that we're gonna talk about that just makes you go, oh my God. Okay, so Britney Spears has been under a conservatorship for the past 12 years. Her father, Jamie Spears, oversees her person and all of her finances. And her person means like every little thing that she does. Basically, Jamie controls everything about Britney, her entire life. So recently, Britney has gone to the courts to have her father removed from this conservatorship because she doesn't want him to control the finances anymore. Judge denied that. Not gonna happen. So now Britney's basically refusing to work until her father no longer controls her career. Go on, Britney. So we start this documentary with the early years about, you know, Britney starting her career, blah, 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 blah. So she was on Star Search, and the host, Vince McMahon, I think that's his name, asked Britney Spears if she had a boyfriend. When she was 9 years old, asked if she had a boyfriend. But yet, he didn't ask the little boy if he had a girlfriend. Like, out of all the things that could have been asked, what more could we talk to a little girl about than whether or not she has a freaking boyfriend? What the fuck, y'all? So, I want to side note with this just for context. Britney's father was never heavily involved in her early life growing up. It was her mom that took her to New York City to see an agent. He was just a drunk, low-life mooch. There, I said it. Honestly, I think Britney's dad is resentful of Britney because of all the money he spent to jumpstart her career. All the agents and all the this and all the that. I think he's resentful of her. Also, he's so afraid of losing this control and Britney having more control. Just let it sink in. It's almost as if he feels, you know, some sort of like emasculated by all of this. Her father was a drunk. He went to rehab. He had failed businesses. He filed for bankruptcy. And this is the person that is in control of Britney Mother effing Spears. Her mother is the one that truly supported Britney. The only thing her father said about Britney was, Britney's going to be so rich one day, she's gonna buy me a boat. Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. So Britney got her big break with the Mickey Mouse Club, and then she signed a record deal at the age of 15. She performed in the middle of shopping malls. No one really knew who she was. And then the video for Baby One More Time came out. More people knew who she was. And when that video dropped, everyone began to sort of like freak out because of the sexual nature of the video. And again, this would never happen if this were a man. And one of the things that really stood out while watching this documentary is when Britney got her first big break, she went back to her hometown and gave $10,000 worth of $100 bills to everybody in her hometown for Christmas and didn't sign the card Britney Spears. She signed it Merry Christmas. Like, Britney does have a good heart. She is a good, wholesome person, and this whole documentary is just mind-blowing, and it really makes me sad, and it really makes me angry at the same time. People began to now tear her apart sexually and make disgusting comments about her, like, put blue jeans on, stop walking around in underwear, cover yourself up, blah 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 blah. I don't know if many of you knew this. I didn't know this. Britney Spears started her career when the Monica Lewinsky-Bill Clinton scandal happened. So that sort of made people talk about sexuality in a whole new way. And it really shifted the attention onto Britney more heavily because of all this sexual talk that was happening back in the early 90s. So it really put the spotlight on, oh my God, look at how sexual Britney Spears is being, and she got so much crap for it, y'all. So everyone is talking about her sexuality, and all the reporters, like, one reporter asked her about her breasts, another one asked if she was a virgin. Let me repeat this again. None of this would have ever happened if this were a man. No one is asking a man about his penis. No one's asking a man if he's a virgin. It's just a disgusting, misogynistic double standard we have in this country. And, So, moving on. Britney, early career Britney, controlled all the shots. Everything. She was not a puppet. She read her contracts. She made creative decisions. She approved everything about her career. Britney was the boss. So now we move into the Justin Timberlake relationship. I forever hate Justin Timberlake because of this. I really do. And in honor of my girl Janet fucking Jackson, we wearing my Janet is a Taurus hoodie. All right. So let's talk about Justin Timberlake. So after the breakup, Justin took control of the narrative. He used a misogynistic approach to propel his solo career. And it all makes sense. So when they broke up, Justin controlled the narrative and made it seem like Britney was the reason for the relationship's demise, insinuating that Britney cheated on him. It gets better, y'all. It gets better. He used his music video for Cry Me a River to weaponize her. He had a body double that looked like Britney in the video, make it look like that person is cheating on Justin Timberlake, and everyone thought it was Britney Spears. What a fucking douchebag. Seriously. And he also made it seem as if Britney was the school slut and he was the big ol' quarterback, the proud boy, using male freaking revenge fantasy. He weaponized her and made it look like she was the reason the relationship failed because she was the slut and he was the hero. Fuck you. And with that being said, we have to talk about Janet Jackson and Nipplegate and how it affected Janet's career, but it didn't affect Justin Timberlake's career, because what did Justin Timberlake do after the Super Bowl halftime show? Oh yeah, controlled the narrative and ruined Janet's career forever. That would have never happened if Janet was a man. But because Janet was a woman, and a black woman, it ruined her forever. Justin Timberlake, you are not a nice person. There is a whole system in place within this country to attack women and use misogyny to weaponize it against women. Let that sink in. Yeah, there's a whole scene about this in this documentary. Eye-opening, y'all. Eye-opening. All of that went down. Britney's doing an interview, and the interviewer says, "Did you know the former wife of the Maryland governor said if she had the chance to shoot Britney Spears, she would, because this woman was so upset over Britney Spears' sexuality. Who says that? Who says that? It's not right, y'all. It's not right. So not only do we have Britney Spears beginning her career, it turns sexual. All we talk about is her sexuality and her relationship and her being a quote-unquote slut. But this would never happen if it were a man. So already from the jump, she's getting scrutinized for something she didn't even do. And then we get into the paparazzi. And this is where it gets really insane and it gets really hard, because I feel for Britney so much. Paparazzi are vultures, y'all. They were vultures and treated her poorly and harassed this poor woman. They profited off of her misfortunes. So one, they got paid $1 million for a photograph of Britney Spears. They wanted money. They didn't give a shit about her well-being. They wanted the bottom dollar. Yes, they did. Her personal life became bigger than her career. So then Britney Spears announced her pregnancy, and that made the paparazzi want Britney even more. They were relentless. They painted this narrative of Britney being an unfit mother because she put her baby on her lap. I'm gonna tell you what she told a reporter. The paparazzi were banging on her car windows, circling her car, and putting her and her family in danger. She was scared and just wanted to get out of the situation. Her child was crying in the back of the car. The media kept spinning Britney Spears into this bad person. Also, Britney was suffering from postpartum depression after giving birth to her second son. You know, she was losing control of her life, but the tabloid culture was ruining her life. She couldn't catch a break. All the scenes in this documentary of Britney and the paparazzi, just craziness. They were blocking her from exiting or entering any business, surrounding her car, surrounding her baby, surrounding everything about her. It was just awful. No normal person should be harassed the way that Britney Spears was harassed by the tabloids. They were relentless. They were vultures. It just was so freaking insane. There was a certain scene that really stood out in my mind. They were circling her car and surrounding her, and there was a point where you could hear her say, I'm scared, where's the door? No normal person should have to endure that type of relentless vultureness, disgustingness. Like, that is crazy. Now I understand why Chris Crocker said, leave Britney alone. Leave Britney alone. So in 2007, we talked about Britney shaving her hair off and hitting the car with an umbrella. After watching what I've watched in this documentary, I get why she did it. I get it. The media then ate that story up like vultures, and they made a story to weaponize what Britney Spears is going through against her. Like, instead of talking about her anxiety and her depression and her postpartum and talking about, you know, she needs help, like trying to direct the narrative in a different direction, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, trying to spin it in not a negative way. Like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? She's so crazy. Look at her, take her kids away. But also, it made me think, by her shaving her head, she essentially said, I give up. You destroyed that person that you wanted me to be. That person that you wanted me to be is gone forever. You won. I give up. Bye. I get it. I literally get it. The media kept making her seem like she was the bad guy and she was the problem, just so they could profit off of her misfortunes and her having such awful mental health that she needed to be well. And they just made money off of her, and it really was sad. You know? All Britney was surrounded by was freaking vultures. No one had her well-being at the core. No one cared about her. All they cared about was the bottom dollar, and it was sad. Still in 2007, because of everything that happened, the shaving of the head, the umbrella, all of that, in 2007, Britney lost custody of both of her kids to her ex, Kevin. So, the night of the umbrella, Kevin didn't let Britney visit her kids. So the paparazzi hunted her down and followed her while Britney was going to attempt to go see her kids in hopes that maybe Kevin would let her see them, which he ultimately didn't let her do that. But the paparazzi caught wind of what she was doing, hunted and chased her down, and followed her at one of her probably, I think it's safe to say, one of her all-time most low moments of her life. Like, I wouldn't want to be followed if I was going through something like that. So, like, traumatizing. And you follow her like that. It's just not right. So this is when the conservatorship began to unfold, because they framed it as Britney's crazy and she needs a conservatorship. They used the media's weaponized spins to basically fuck Britney over. Britney was basically vulnerable because she wasn't allowed to see her kids, and the paparazzi hunted her down, chased her, surrounded her, and wouldn't leave her alone, kept taking pictures of her, and then they wonder why she fucking beat their car with an umbrella. Yeah, I would do the same thing too. And the media spun it around, and basically they cashed in on all of the money because the paparazzi got the money shot of Britney with the shaved head and the umbrella and made millions of dollars, and they cashed out on her misfortune. It made it very crystal clear, this documentary, that the media spun it that Britney was just mad at Kevin and not Britney wanted to go see her kids. They also said that Britney's losing her mind, and the media made her a circus and she was just the center of their world. The conversation was always about what was wrong with her because there was so much money to be made off of her. No one was talking about her mental health. It was always that something was wrong with her because there was too much money to be made off of her suffering. And that's the truth. The media spun her mental health as they're taking her kids away. And that is around the time that the kids were taken away and she was sent to a psych ward and Jamie began the conservatorship. So now we're going to talk about the conservatorship, because we talked about the early days, how everything led up to how it led up, and now basically she got into this conservatorship because of the way the media spun everything and the fact that she was, being followed around like a freaking vulture. We're just getting comfortable over here because my mind is literally just blown. I took extensive notes, y'all. So instead of trying to help her, they weaponized her misfortunes. Jamie was never in her life to begin with until the opportunity came about to control her life and get money out of her. That's the freaking truth. Jamie was never in her life, but as soon as he can come in and control Britney and get all that money, he's like, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna control everything, douchebag. So the purpose of a conservatorship is to act in the conservator's best interest. Try saying that 10 times fast. I don't think anyone in Britney's circle is acting in Britney's best interest. It's all about just trying to get money and control her. One day after Britney was hospitalized, the courts granted a temporary conservatorship over Britney. Britney then met with this is where it's interesting, y'all. Britney met with a lawyer. His name was Adam Streisand, and they met at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Britney told him that she didn't want her father to be a conservator and control her life or her finances. She also said that she knew what her father was trying to do and didn't want it to happen. So by Britney saying that, she is very much aware of what is going on. So I don't even think a conservatorship was even needed. But here's where it gets crazy. So the judge had a medical report that he wouldn't even show to Adam. Basically, the judge said, you can't represent Britney. We're going to have a court-appointed attorney represent her. And I think that all of the judges and the court system were on Team Jamie and were against Britney from the jump. So basically, this conservatorship controls who can visit her, who cannot visit her. It has power to access medical records, talk to doctors, communicate with anyone, cancel credit cards, handles all contracts, basically everything involved with Britney's life, this conservatorship handles. So in 2008, the conservatorship, it was made permanent. It's very difficult to be removed from a conservatorship and get out of one. They made that very clear in this documentary. So Britney essentially has zero control of anything about her money, about her life. She controls zero. And here's where it gets so flippin' crazy. So 2 months after this conservatorship went live, Britney began appearing on television shows, releasing albums, doing a world tour. Like, what the hell? Someone who is not fully competent is in a conservatorship. Like, I'm just very confused as to what the hell is going on. And that year she earned $58 million freaking dollars. She then went on to have the biggest career move ever. She had a Vegas residency, the best performing residency of all time. She made $1 million per week. But yet, a conservatorship is for someone that is not competent enough to handle their own life. She is fully competent. She is out here with a career, performing. She didn't seem to have any type of mental well-being, mental unbalance, she looked fine. That's what I'm trying to say. She looked fine. And then the courts then approved Jamie Spears to get 1.5% of all the profits of her Vegas shows and merchandise. Motherfucker. This is all about money. It's about money and control and greed. That is what this is about. Bottom line. And they used Britney's postpartum depression, everything that she was dealing with being basically harassed by paparazzi on the daily basis and having a complete mental breakdown. And instead of getting her the help that she needed, they said, we're going to control her whole life. It's not right, y'all. It's not right. It's so confusing. How can someone have the most successful Vegas residency of all time, but not be able to control her own life? Make it make sense. Please, make it make sense. And now we're in 2018. So one of the co-conservatorships, so it was Jamie and this guy named Andrew. He said that they wanted this conservatorship to be a hybrid business model because of all the lucrative business deals coming in Britney's career. Basically, a conservatorship is set up to help someone, not profit off of them. And in this court document, it said that this co-conservator wanted a freaking raise. So all these people that are handling and controlling Britney Spears and controlling her life and being her handlers, they're all getting paid with Britney's money. Keep that in mind. They're all getting paid with Britney's money. So in January of 2019, Britney canceled her second Vegas show. And she basically refused to perform. She disappeared from Instagram, appearances, performing, everything. Gone. Nowhere to be found. Basically, Britney did this to say, fuck y'all. I'm not going to be your show pony. No mo. Not doing it. She is basically boycotting, not making money for anyone. She's doing it to get out of this conservatorship. She's basically saying, if all you want is money, no more money. She knows what she's doing. She's smart. I think this is all a front. I think she does need help. I think she needs out. I think she wants out. I think she doesn't know how to get out, but she's trying to get out. She knows what she's doing. And Britney Spears, I'm here for you. I see you. If you watch YouTube, I'm here for you. Immediately after canceling the second Vegas show in 2019, she went to a rehab facility. And it was a decision that was not made by her. She was forced to go there as punishment for not doing what she was told to do, aka canceling her Vegas show and not bringing in any money for anybody. So they then went on to talk about her Instagram. You need to follow Britney on Instagram. It's all about her basically sending these mixed signals about needing help to get out of the conservatorship. If you want more information about that, there is a podcast. It's called Britneygram. I'll include a link in the description below. They talk about Britney Spears' Instagram account and they go into detail and dissect it all. But Britney basically 100% is calling out for help through her Instagram. We need to help her. So some closing thoughts. Why is she still in a conservatorship, and why is it so hard to get out? Jamie Spears and all of Britney's handlers are gaslighting all of us. They're basically making us think that there's something so horribly wrong with Britney that she needs to be under this intense conservatorship. Like, it's just freaking crazy. I don't think that's the case, though. I really don't. Britney is being held against her will because they are trying to profit off of her misfortunes. Or her fortunes. Or both. There, I said it. I mean, her own brother even said that Britney is being held against her will. Whether he was joking or not, he said it. So in August 2020, Britney went back to the courts. She basically is filing to have Jamie removed from the conservatorship because she wants a bank to represent her money. Well, gee, that's a good idea. Come on. Also, she said in the court documents that she fully supports the Free Britney movement and their informed support. The whole world is watching. Bottom line, Britney Spears is refusing to work until Jamie Spears no longer is managing her career. Britney is also paying everyone to represent for her and against her in court, so no one there is like unbiased. They all want a paycheck from her. So the courts ruled not to remove Jamie from this conservatorship. He still holds control over her, both her person and her money. I mean, at the end of the day, Britney is functioning enough to say that she doesn't want her father to control her, yet the courts coined her a high-functioning conservatorship. It just doesn't make any sense. And I guess the one thing that I kind of was left with after watching this documentary is Britney was always controlled. Justin Timberlake controlled the narrative, the paparazzi controlled her, the media controlled her, now her own father controls her. And it's sad. This whole documentary really is just eye-opening, and it makes you really understand what actually is going on within the Britney world. And I am hashtag Free Britney forever. I'm hoping one day that she can get out of this conservatorship because I personally don't think that she needs to be in one. Did y'all watch the documentary? What do y'all think? Comment below. I found it fascinating and horrifying and eye-opening all at the same time. Get yourself subscribed to my channel. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. That was freaking wild, guys. Hashtag Free Britney.